Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. You guys, today we're going to be building a huge castle. I had so much fun trying to make this. I actually made like a drawing. I have it in front of me, but I don't know if I can maybe insert a photo, but it's like a little sketch. Usually what I do is like when I'm at work and I'm really bored, I will just sit and I'll kind of like figure out what I want to do for my builds. And with this one, I wanted to do a whole huge castle. I love making castles, you guys. I have built quite a few with stories to go along with every single one. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll pop a couple up here on the screen if you want to go check them out. But I am so in love with the way that this turned out. It's giving me like, I don't know, like Tangled vibes, but also it's giving me like Zelda. I have no idea. I have no idea what was going through my brain, but voila, here we go. Here's a build. This place is massive. Actually, while I'm still doing the recording, I am still finishing up the build. And the reason why I do this is that usually around like, right now it's 9 o'clock at night. And at my old house, I'm in the middle of moving right now. I'm at a new place right now, but we're going to be like selling it and then we're going to be moving again. But for any of you guys who were here with me on my last house, my room was connected to my parents' room, which is still the case right now, but there was a vent that was connected in between our rooms, and it was, you drop like a feather and everyone could hear you. It was awful. It was so bad. So now it's a little bit less bad. So I can kind of talk, which is good. And I want to finish this before everyone goes to bed. So if I can do some of the building right now, kind of stop what I'm doing and come in, just do a little voiceover, and then we can just get back to work. That is what I'll do. But as I'm doing this recording, I've completed the entire exterior of this build. I added in, just recently, I added in the horse section because I was like, okay, what is missing? I feel like there's something missing when I was building this, and I was like, no, we need to have a horse like section, because I forgot we had horses in The Sims. So I added that in like last minute in this like old kind of castle style in the back of this build that you'll see later on. And then I also have like a little courtyard. I have a great dining hall as well with like a church. There's a couple of things. There's some places where you can do like make your own juice or your wine. So I actually thought that they were really fun, and I hope that you guys like it too. I am going to be posting a bunch of photos up on my Instagram, so if you guys want to check that out, I will have everything in the description down below, because we just hit 1.1k on Instagram. So thank you all so freaking much. I do post a couple of things that you don't see here on my Instagram, on my YouTube, sorry, actually. So if you guys want to go over there and take a look, see your girl over there, that's an option. But please make sure to also have your notifications ring, the bell, ding, everything like that, because apparently it helps the algorithm and it helps your girl out. But I have no idea why, but it does. I have no idea. But you guys, this weekend, I know now I'm starting to go off to the complete like other side of the way that I do my builds. If any of you guys are new here, hi, how are ya? My name is Jamie. I'm also known as Simspiration here on YouTube, and a lot of the times I will talk about the build. I've been trying to get better, but I tell you guys some stories about what's been going on recently in my life. Now, you guys, there's been a lot of things going crazy. I actually just got a mouth guard for my mouth, not because I'm trying to beat up my demons in my sleep. No, I wish I could, but I can't. I've been clenching my jaw a lot, and like I think that like I've been very stressed out, so it's been like really bad. So I got like a little mouth guard thing to put in along my teeth at night. It kind of looks like an Invisalign, so at least it doesn't look like I'm ready to fight someone. So I added that into my daily routine now, which is great. And I saw I saw a coyote the other day, you guys, and I'm so excited. Now, if any of you guys don't know, my favorite animal of all time is a wolf. I have just always loved them my entire life. I'm obsessed with them. I have so many things, portraits, like shirts, the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? The whole shebang. And the one time no, sorry. There was only one time that I actually got to see wolves, and it was in this sanctuary. You kind of see them behind glass, but they had acres and acres of like forests that this like sanctuary would keep them in, and they were just beautiful. They were huge, well kept. Like I believe that they were born in there. Or they were wounded and then they brought them in, and then now they're like all rehabilitated, I guess that's the word that I'm trying to look for. But that was the only time that I ever got to see them in real life, and I was so excited. I love them so much. Now my dad for the longest time and my stepmom had a job that would go from like 3 p.m. to like 1 a.m. at night, and it would kind of switch back and forth between like a day shift and like a night shift. And all the time they would come home and they go, oh, we just saw this coyote. Oh, we saw these coyotes. They were huge. Like they were so pretty. Or they'd stand in the middle of the road and just sit and watch you. And you were kind of like, go, like, I don't want to, run over you. Come on. And I used to get so jealous, you guys. I was like, thanks for letting me know. Thanks for telling me, because you know how much I want them, like how much I want to see them. And I know that they were just doing it to like let me know, but at the same time I was like, ugh, I wish. But I was so excited for years. I've wanted to see them. I literally live in the middle of nowhere. You would think that I would see something. And it was so funny too, even going to like the city where Alex lives, my boyfriend, there's so many like rabbits everywhere, but there's no rabbits around where I am. And I think we all know what happens, but we don't need to talk about it. But there's a lot more in the city than there are in the countryside. And I never see any kind of like coyote. I just see like deer and all those kind of things. And so this weekend, or I guess last weekend, as you guys are seeing this on the Wednesday, I was out with my boyfriend Alex in the city, going to pick up his parents from like a comedy show that was like in Toronto. And in Toronto, they went to go see this thing, and we had to go pick them up at the stations. And they, on our way there, we were in like a good, area, like a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very vibrant area of the city where there's a bunch of people, there's traffic, everything. And Alex sees something like go across the street, and he was like, what the heck is that? And at first I thought it was just like a giant cat, because I was like, oh my god, someone let their cat out. Like this is a main road, like there are people, there's an intersection right here. Like this cat is gonna get freaking run over. And it was massive though, and I was like, what the heck is that? And then Alex goes, oh my god, it's a coyote. And I was like, no freaking way. And I was like, oh my gosh, at like 1 a.m. in the morning, there was so much traffic, you guys, it was crazy. But like I went over, and like he kind of like stopped a little bit on the side of the road, and like she was beautiful. She was just like sitting on the side of the road, just like kind of just watching away. And I'm like, go. Like I was like yelling at her, I was like, go in the forest, go somewhere, get away from the road. And like she was so beautiful. She was a good size too. Like coyotes and wolves, like coyotes aren't big, they're very small. Well, they're not very small, they're a lot smaller than wolves by a long shot. But they're tall too, and they're quite lanky. But this had like a big bushy tail. She was so cute, so sweet looking. Like, oh, she was so beautiful, you guys. And like the weirdest spot to see them too. But it is also mating season right now currently, so I know that they're gonna be like moving around a little bit more. They're gonna be looking around a little bit more, getting a little bit, pushing the buttons, trying to see how fast and far in the city they can go. But I just, I find that can be quite dangerous as well for cats and dogs who are left outside. It's not safe. Like down where my dad is, or I guess up where my dad is, it's in the north, and we have cattle everywhere. And I guess my neighbor was just on the phone with my dad like a couple hours ago, and she was telling us that there was actually a coyote that was like face to face with one of her cattle, I guess. And you gotta be careful. Like it's scary, because like you can hear them at nighttime. You can always hear them at nighttime. But I know that our neighbor, she keeps like her horse, 2 horses, and she also has two donkeys as well. And they're so freaking cute, you guys. But her cat is like always outside, so it's really scary for me because I'm like, oh my god, like it's either gonna get her dogs or it's gonna get her cat or something. Like I know the horse will be fine, like, but apparently the coyote ran away when the dogs started coming at it, which is good because I am just like too afraid to leave my shepherd outside. I know he would probably be fine, he's a big boy, he's a king shepherd, but like I don't need to see if they're in a pack or because we don't have like a fence around my house anymore, so it's just like it kind of makes me unnerved because like there is apparently mountain lions around here too, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I know that there's bear around here too, which is crazy to me. I don't even have to worry about like being scared if someone jumps out in front of the car. No, it's if a deer jumps out in front of my car. But it has been so cold, so like the streets have just been ice, so I would just driving like a granny, like no problem. I'd be driving 30, 40 and like an 80. No, I'd be driving so slow. And it's been so cold. And actually, like the day that I was going to Alex's, I was passing by this house and it is like negative like 21 outside, you guys. And there were 2 horses outside like on this pasture, and they didn't have like any of those blankets on, like they were outside, like they were together. And I'm just like, I could be wrong here, but my family are farmers and they did have horses, but I wasn't around for that. I've just been around for the cows. Like my family owns a lot of cows. But correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you guys are horse people out here. Horses don't really do well in cold weather, right? Like it's just a little bit below freezing that they're okay or something, right? I could be crazy, but it's like with any animal or anyone who you leave outside in negative 21 degree weather, like that's freaking cold, you guys. And when I saw this and I saw like my neighbors had her horse in the barn, and the barn is nice, like it's insulated, it's got heat for her horses and her donkeys, so like everything would be fine and nice and warm for them. But like this house here, 2 of their horses were out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like, they don't even have like the back blankets or anything like that. Even that person's neighbor who has like 12 horses, I didn't even see them. I'm assuming they were in the barn. So I was like, I don't know if that's like a good thing to do to your horses or any animal for that matter. So I don't know if that was something wrong that was like what I saw, but I'm not too sure. But you guys, we've been seeing a lot of animals around, a lot of coyotes. Like I was mentioning before, I think the first time, I've only seen coyotes twice, and the first time I saw it was actually when I got into my car accident. And it wasn't like a crazy car accident, it was pretty good, knock on wood, that it just stays like that was the only one that I had to deal with. But I was driving home to my mom's, and we were at this 4-way stop, and I was trying to go straight, and the girl in front of me didn't have her blinker on, so I assumed she was going straight. So we both kind of go, like she goes, and then as soon as she kind of hits like the middle intersection, so I'm like, oh, okay, she's going straight, then I start going straight because that's usually what we do. And then all of a sudden she just turns left. And if you're looking head on and she's looking at me and she's turning left, she's going to my right. So she bangs right into me. And it was a whole thing, and it was my first time getting into a car accident. Luckily there wasn't like a whole lot of damage to my car. It was very mild, but I still had to get it all fixed, but it was free because I wasn't at fault, thank God. But we had to go to like the hospital, sorry, not the hospital, we had to go to the police station, get that all checked out with. It was such a smooth ride, you guys. Like I was so thankful that it was very smooth, it was very straightforward. The rental car that I got to drive in was actually the one that I wanted to see if I want to buy instead of the car I had now, and coming to learn that I actually like my car better than the car that I thought I would want, but that was my rental car, and it was the color I wanted to, which I thought was just like so funny. But on my drive like home, when that happened, because my mom and my stepdad came to see me during that time, and it was raining, it was just a gloomy day, I was just like having a rough go, like I was just and I started driving home slowly because I was only, not even 5 minutes away from my mom's house. And there was like this coyote that I saw. Like, at first I didn't even know it was a coyote. I just saw this like little, like brownish animal pass by at the road, and I like saw it, and it wasn't running, it just walked, and then it stopped in the middle of the road, and I kind of like slowed the car down, and I'm like 20 feet away from it, and it like looks at me, and then I look at it like we're locking eyes, and then it looks at me, and then it just starts like walking away, and I was just like, wow. I'm like, that, like, to me that was almost like I'm such like a sign person or like a spiritual person when it comes to those kind of things. Like, I always feel like there's people watching me all the time, which makes me feel like I have such a guilty conscience because I feel like I'm constantly being looked at. And if any of you guys know what I mean, it's just like a thing with me. So like when I saw that, I was like, oh, there's someone with me right now. Like, all these years I never got to see a coyote, and the first time I got to see one was when I had my car accident, and it was really scary for me, and it was kind of like a, you know what, I'm here with you, Jamie, everything's gonna be okay. Like, I was like, wow, I'm like, that was so cool. So but you guys, like, that's just the way I am. And that's why, like, I just don't even, like, I don't say anything bad. Like, I'm just too afraid. Like, I feel like there's like people watching me, and if I say it, I feel like I'm gonna like let them down for some reason. It's so strange, it's so weird, but it's just the way that I am. And so when that happened, I was like, wow, and like, that's crazy. So like, we drove home, and then, you know, everything went from there. But you know, there's so many things that were so weird about that event. So anytime that like I see a coyote or something like that, it's just like, you gotta be careful. What did the signs mean? What did those mean? Like, or hear me out, you just don't hit the animals. You just they're just there walking away. There's a whole bunch of things, but you know, it was really fun. So what is your favorite animals, you guys? If you guys have made it this far in the movie, oh my god, in the video, comment down below, what is your favorite animal? Let me know so I know that you've made it here, and we can talk about it in the comments, because I love wolves. My favorite marine animal is a dolphin, but it's not good because my mom, we went to Mexico one time, and my mom, we got to swim with them in like a little pool, right? And one of them, like, I guess pooed or peed in the water or something, and it got into my mom's ears, you guys, and she had like an ear infection for like, oh my god, like probably about a year or two, like not a year or two, I'd probably say like almost a year. And it was crazy, but she got an ear infection from a dolphin. Yeah, what a way to say like, people would be like, oh yeah, like, how was your trip to Mexico? Was it warm? Was it hot? Did you enjoy the local food? Like, anything like that? And you're like, oh yeah, no, it was good. And got an ear infection from dolphin's poop, but you know, it's cool. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, what? Like, what did she just say to me? So you guys, there's just been a whole bunch of crazy things right now, but I'm just trying to like get everything kind of wrapped. I've been applying to jobs like crazy. It has just been insane. Like, my manager, she, like, the good one that we like, not Emma, but the good one we like, she has been in the company for like over a decade, and she has 3 children, right? So she can't be there all the time, but she's like the acting manager, quote unquote acting manager, but she's not being paid as a manager. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted to find like an assistant manager, and they still haven't found one, even though I've applied a bunch of times, and they're like, we need someone with like more experience, or they don't like hiring internally when they shouldn't be like hiring externally. Like, it's not good. And even our manager, the one who's like acting as manager, they won't let her have the full title and pay as a manager because she can't do the full 40 hours because she has children. And it's so funny because the company like is always like trying to empower women and doing this and doing that, and I'm just like, if you're empowering women so much, I'm like, help this woman, like what's going on? So but all of our sales have been way better than previous years, and all of us, like everyone, you guys, everyone on the team is like trying to back her up, and they're just not listening, which is really sad to see, definitely, because she's given so much to everyone and she hasn't been getting anything in return. So there's been a lot I've been applying. Like I think the day that you're seeing this is Wednesday, so yesterday I applied for like 12 jobs on my at work because it's been so dead. And I applied to one of my boyfriend's old jobs, and they were like, oh, did you get like referred by someone? And I just put Alex. I didn't put like Alexander or Alexandra. I just thought that it was kind of like a broader kind of name, so I thought it would be fine. And then Alex's friend who works there was like, oh, hey, I see that you like referred this person and da 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 da. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, that's so embarrassing. I was like, oh no, because I was like, I thought that there would be more Alexes in the place, so I guess he was the only one. And that was really really embarrassing, because he called me and he was like, did you apply to my old job? And I was like, no. So but you guys, it has been a crazy ride. I hope that you guys like this video. Maybe please consider like, commenting, and subscribing, and ringing that notification bell, because it does apparently it helps out your girl. And what was I gonna say? Oh yes, stick around for the the photos, and follow me on Instagram too, because we've been getting a lot of people on there, and I've been posting different things that you guys don't see here. So it's like extra content that you don't normally see. So if you want to go check that out, it's there. Go do it. It's free. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye guys.